Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you might be listening to this. And welcome to the Lighthouse Sessions, where we're just basically going to talk about, life, fun topics, fun situations, maybe even what's going on in the world. Aaron,
Who
take it
knows,
from here,
maybe,
yo.
but I am one of your hosts, Aaron, along with our other host, Joel. And we have a very special
Me.
guest today from the congregation Beth Simcha. We have one of the elders who really helped make this whole show possible. We have Russell Cruzan. Mr. Russell, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, guys. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, yes, sir. We're glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
So, Joel did mention it a bit in the intro, a little bit, but kind of want to talk a bit about what the show is about. So, Joel, you want to kick us off on that?
Yeah. So basically, what we're going to be doing is talking about life in general, kind of what Aaron's doing, what I'm doing, what's going on. So maybe sometimes, depending on the situation, what's going on in the world. Uh, Maybe sometimes some situational help, like with certain situations that we've been through or had help with. Um, and then just basically kind of anything. We're not
Yeah.
really going to talk about politics because that's a rocky subject.
Politics is a very
And
touchy subject.
we're not going to talk politics, and we're not going to talk woke.
No, not at all. Not happening. Yeah, well, Mr. Russell, is there anything going on in your life right now?
Well, mostly just political woke stuff that I'm
Oh.
just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, well,
Um,
Okay, there goes the whole thing.
yeah, thank you for joining us.
no,
Yeah.
just joking. Yeah, well, quite a number of things. I mean, in the congregation, we're right in the middle of, and I mean in the middle of a building initiative that we're not sure how it's going to conclude, but we are there, and the Lord is affecting change there, affecting some positive change in our leadership and in other ways in the congregation. And in my personal life, there's all kinds of things going on as well. I'm also on the board of directors with Ariel Ministries, and we're starting camp next week. And so I won't be there next week, but I will be there week 5. And so that's going on as well. Just all kinds of things going on, guys.
See, yeah, I have memories at camp. I had no idea that you were on the board of directors.
Yeah,
I did not know that. But yeah,
yeah,
camp it was good. It's a really good place, it's very educational, you learn a lot there. You
yes,
know, I,
indeed.
I learned a lot there. So did you learn anything from Captain?
I learned a lot there from the teen class I was in, and then for like I think it was a week or two, there I was the only teen there, so I just ended up sitting in on Dr. Arnold's classes.
Does he still do the teachings there?
He does a lot of the teaching in the adult education center, yeah,
Okay.
and along with some other teachers, of course. But yeah, he's
Okay.
active, and not only is he doing teaching there, but he does teaching elsewhere. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but he's actually a member of our congregation at Beth Simcha in San Antonio,
I
Texas.
didn't I did not actually know that.
Yeah, he is. It's just that nobody knows it because he's almost never there because he travels around the world doing teaching. REL
Yeah.
Ministries is literally a worldwide ministry. So
Yeah.
he spends a good portion of his year traveling. And then when he's in San Antonio, if he's going to be at the congregation, most of the time we have him teach. So people see him, they go, "Oh, good. They invited Arnold Fruchtenbaum in to be the guest speaker." And
Yeah.
we did, but he's also a member.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he sure is. And he's also trying to complete, right now, he's working fervently to complete the Ariel Bible Commentary series. He just completed volume 2 of the book of Ezekiel.
Okay.
And
Oh.
he's trucking along with that
What's
initiative.
Yeah.
what's really interesting is talking about Ezekiel because Joel and I do a Bible study with our grandfather, and we just finished Ezekiel actually, which
Really?
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
we
it
just
was a
finished the
good
book of
book. I mean,
Ezekiel.
there were some parts we skipped. For example, we
The measurements of
skipped
the temple.
yeah, because there's not a lot to learn other than the measurements of the
Well,
temple, but I there's a lot in there Like, for example, when it talks about Ezekiel laying on one side for however long and then another side for however long,
Yeah.
or the Valley of Dry Bones also was
Yes.
another good chapter.
Yeah, that's on the restoration of Israel.
Yeah.
It's a prophetic portion of the book of Ezekiel. And also, let's not forget the very famous wheel within the wheel vision.
Hmm.
Yes.
And I don't know how much you guys are into UFOs and all of the discussion that's going on with that sort of
Oh,
thing
I'm a
right now.
conspiracy
Oh yeah, we love conspiracy
theorist right
theories.
here.
Yeah, it
We
looks
love
to me
those.
like you all may land on the
We
same
love
side
those.
of some of that I do. But
Oh yeah.
hey, if you understand that, the old term was UFO, unidentified flying object. I think it's
Yep.
called something else now. But that's the
That's just
traditional.
flying saucer, I think. No.
Well, I mean, flying saucers, if you can't identify them, are unidentified. The point is, um, it's an unidentified aerial phenomena of some sort, and anything that is not identified qualifies under the category of UFO, unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
And actually, that wheel in Ezekiel would be considered one such thing. So I'm not saying it's a flying saucer or
Yeah.
that they are men from outer space or anything like that. I don't think that. But hey, that vision is a good discussion opener with people who do
Yeah.
believe in UFOs
I
and
mean, yeah, that is actually
unidentified aerial
Sure.
phenomena. I'm
I mean,
sorry?
that's a good way to get into it actually.
Yes.
I do like that. That's a good way to get into it. And then we just started oh, two
Proverbs.
weeks ago. We just started Proverbs, so we just read Proverbs 2.
Ah, okay.
It's good because I know that like once you get into it, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
And I know it's a very good book to read
For
Yeah.
wisdom.
for wisdom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
thank
a
you,
part
Yeah.
Joel.
of what we call wisdom literature. I think Joel just said that.
Yeah.
And the wisdom books, which are also the poetic books, that's one of the names ascribed to them, would be Job and Psalms and Proverbs and Ecclesiastes and Song of Songs, sometimes called Song of Solomon. Now, there's other
Hmm?
books that contain poetic literature, so you can't just contain it and limit it to those books there.
Yeah.
But those books are written in a poetic format that are intended to enhance wisdom, whether through song or poetry or prose. And so that's what those
What's happening?
blocks of
Aaron, you hearing this?
literature in the Hebrew Bible are about.
Yeah. What, Joel? Joel, what'd you say? Joel, you okay? You froze. Oh, that's weird.
Looks like he's intently concentrating.
Yep. Um, but yeah, because we kind of had the plan of we were gonna do like Daniel and then probably something like Psalms. Okay, Joel, you're
Yeah. Hey,
back.
there he is. Hi,
Joel, you
Yeah,
Joel.
I'm
okay?
back. Sorry.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm
What
good.
what'd you say before you froze?
I was just hearing robot and then everything froze. We're back now.
Oh, okay. So you heard like the
That was the
Yeah.
UFOs.
Yeah.
we got the
Just
UFOs are
like,
here. No, but we
yep.
actually had we had a crazy storm earlier today. Our power went out twice for like half a second, but I wasn't prepared for it. I jumped a bit.
So it flashed, huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
just like Joel flashed his
Yeah.
object.
His weaponry.
Joel,
Yeah.
you can't be flashing that, brother.
Yeah, I can.
You can't flash that. Joel, is there anything happening in your life right
How
now?
about a sticker? Well, I was actually just about to ask. He mentioned building projects. So you guys are
Let's
building
see.
your own church campus?
Well,
Church grounds?
we sold the building that we used to have on Rogers Road. I think you all know about that one.
Yeah, I think so.
And have taken that money and applied it toward new land that's bigger, more land. And the land has a house on it, so there's already a structure there. Actually,
Okay.
there's several structures there, including a house. And we are in the process of building a sanctuary. And the
Okay.
sanctuary, we've already completed the foundation, and so
Okay.
we are
That's
going
good.
to put up what's called the sprung structure
Yeah,
on top of that, and then we're going to finish out the interior.
Okay.
nice.
Well, I mean, you got a plan, so I commend you for that. It's always good to have the plan.
That doesn't hurt to have one of
No,
those.
and I'm
Nope,
very
never.
confident and hopeful that it'll turn out good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So, Joel, I know I
Yo.
kind of cut off a bit on what we were talking with Mr. Russell. Now I can confidently ask, is there anything going on in your life right now you want to share?
Uh, Not a whole lot, just work. Um, Actually, I don't have school. I'm not in school. I just
You
graduated.
graduated.
All right.
Work.
Got a
Graduate.
graduate in here. Well, two technically, because Mr. also graduated too. But
Yeah, a couple of times. But
wait,
No,
that could be taken wrong, but you
oh
know
right,
what I mean.
oh right, because you did college, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I thought
just
so.
work, stuff around the house. Uh, Not a whole lot, just normal, I guess, adult stuff, I would assume.
Okay, you're
Not a
adult.
whole lot
You're
going on.
busy adulting.
Yeah,
Ugh.
plenty of interesting stuff
Yeah.
goes on at work, but
Yeah.
oh, right. I remembered. There was one other thing. So I am uh dang, the words are struggling right now.
WSI.
No, that happened a while ago.
Oh.
Yes, I'm a swim lessons teacher, but that was a while ago. No, I'm currently working on saving up to go on a missions trip next year
Oh yeah.
Ah,
with my cousin in her church. I talked to her uh a bit back because I know her church every year goes to Ethiopia in July.
okay.
So right now I'm saving up, and next year I'm gonna try and go with them.
Well, that would be an exciting trip.
Hmm.
I believe it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, one of the oldest churches on the face of the earth, if not the oldest church as a denomination is concerned, as far as the denomination is concerned, is the Coptic church out of Ethiopia in that
Hmm.
area there.
I
Interesting.
th I
Yeah.
think they said that's where they go for one of because they I think she said they have three church nights out of the six
Okay.
days they're there. I think
Think
one of them
one.
is there. I think she said one of them's over there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Because
I could be wrong,
see,
but
personally, I would have thought the oldest church would be somewhere like Rome. Like
Well, some people
Catholic.
do think that,
But
but
I,
actually the Coptic church predates
yeah,
the Roman Catholic Church,
and I can see that
despite
making
what some
sense as well.
teaching says. I'm sorry?
So like I was saying, I can see that working.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There's
Makes a
early
lot of sense.
tradition that even now, this is tradition, okay? I have to underscore that. But there's early tradition that says that the Ethiopian dignitary of Acts chapter 8 actually had some uh, connection to, was instrumental in some way in helping with the beginning of what became the Coptic Church.
hmm,
Interesting. Very interesting.
So
that
if
is
that's the
interesting.
case, then there's actually a biblical connection that that church
Hmm.
has.
Very
It's
interesting.
very interesting. So you said that's where an X, or the person that might have connection to that is where an X?
Acts chapter 8,
Acts
Acts chapter
chapter
8.
Acts
8.
8:37 in that area, you know,
Ah, got you.
when the Philip the deacon is he
Ah,
sees the Ethiopian dignitary
hmm.
going by and he's reading the Isaiah scroll.
Yeah,
And then Philip the deacon goes up and says, "Do you understand what you're reading?" And he
yeah.
says, "How can I understand except someone teaches me?"
Hmm.
So Philip the deacon climbs up in
Yeah.
there and begins to expound about the Messiah from the book of
Hmm.
Isaiah.
Hmm.
And it
Interesting.
was in, I believe, Isaiah 53.
Hmm. Interesting.
So,
I
yeah, it's a
liked
good
reading.
portion of scripture in the New
Yeah.
Covenant scriptures.
I liked studying through Isaiah. I think it was my second year of camp. That's what we were working on. But speaking of Acts, Aaron, before I graduated out of youth group, didn't we study Acts?
We did Acts, and then we started Revelation.
Yeah, and then I graduated out.
Yup.
We're doing the book of Acts in our home group, actually, at Beth
Ooh.
Okay.
Simcha. You guys can join us if you want to on now we're taking a break, but beginning in September, we will be back in the book of Acts, and we actually have an online home group on Wednesday
Ooh.
nights.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, Aaron, it's time for the question to get back around to you. What do you got going on?
I mean, not a lot. I mean, I actually have a decent amount going on
Yeah,
because
once summer hits, you become a busy
okay,
man.
I just need to because even though we said this in episode two, this episode is being recorded after we recorded episode two. So keep that in mind because the timeline's gonna get weird.
Yeah,
because
we
I
recorded
do a
out of order.
program called Summer Stage, which I we talk about a little bit in the second episode. It's an acting program where they take. So last year we did the movie musical thing Annie, which I'm
Oh,
They
sure.
did their rendition of it.
Okay, yeah,
wow.
they make it because there's some things in the musicals that like you just can't put in there because it's for smaller age groups.
Yeah, but the
You
sun
know.
will come out. So
Yes. Yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah. And this year we're doing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh man, one of my favorites.
Which it's gonna be interesting to
Yeah,
Is it
Aaron,
a
tell
say.
them.
is it kept in the musical format with
Yes,
the
it is kept
songs
in
and
the
everything?
musical format. They did change some
Awesome.
things though. Like for example, I'm sure you're familiar with the song Choochie Face.
You're my little chitsy. Yeah, I can
Yes.
understand why they might
Yeah.
expunge that.
No,
Oh no, they
they kept it, but they changed it. He's
Oh,
not
they
trying
changed.
he's just not trying to kill her.
Okay, he's
It is
just
an
trying to what
it's
wound her
they're
or something.
expressing love.
I got
yeah,
it.
no. So
Okay.
Which
if you haven't seen the movie during that song, he's trying to like strangle his wife.
Yeah, he's doing everything. Oh
so
no, I
so what happens is the first one is he
guys,
because
I
her
was
hair like
alive when the
so basically what happened was just for those who haven't seen it is her hair.
are we
Oh, sorry.
pausing?
Oh no, sorry. Your hair, you cut out and I couldn't hear you.
No, I said when I was in Japan
Yeah.
in third grade.
Hmm.
Third grade.
Yes.
What?
When I was in Japan in third grade, my dad was stationed there. Um,
Gotcha.
Oh.
we I didn't like fly there. I think I'll go to Japan as a third grader. No, my
That'd be funny.
I went that would have been weird. I I went I was there and our teacher
Hmm?
read the book Chitty Chitty Bang Bang to us.
Okay.
Shortly after that is when the movie came out, and
Oh,
the movie is very different from the book.
I
Hmm.
see. I didn't even know there was a book.
Yeah, there was a book that the concept was based on,
Interesting.
but if you read the book, you'll find it is there's I mean there's some overlap, but
Yeah.
it's very different in its storyline.
Yeah. And then I was just gonna say before I accidentally interrupted you because I didn't realize you were
Oh
talking
no,
because
you're
your mic
fine.
cut out, was in the part Touchy Face, just for those who don't know, I'll give a quick synopsis is so the Baroness's hair is very long, like past her knees, and it's braided so he tries to strangle her with it.
Yes, I
Then he takes
remember.
her to like a night statue and tries to knock the blade over
Yes,
and misses. Then he tries to hit her on the back of the head and messes it up again. And then he drops her down a hole.
yes,
And she comes back out.
yes. Much to his chagrin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is Touchy Face. And the reason I bring that song up is because I was given the role of the Baron.
Oh,
So
you'll have a good time with
yeah.
that.
So
He's
I have to sing Touchy Face with a girl.
So
I'd hope you
that'll be
wouldn't have to
fun for
do it
you
with a
too.
guy.
I mean,
That would be kind of weird actually if I had to sing with a guy.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it
you don't have to
definitely
try
would
and
be.
kill her, so
No, okay, that would be a lot because I mean, like if it was like kids that were like 12 and up, then I'm sure they were just kept like that. But there's like 5-year-olds at this show, man. So obviously they're not gonna have me try and kill her. Um,
So you're
even though you
playing Baron Bumpers, huh?
yes,
That's
sir.
amazing. All right.
And
Let me hear
they
you say, I want that car.
oh you mean I want the car the one
Oh,
that
you're
won
going to do it
the
that way.
the
Okay.
one that won you means the car that won in the Grand Prix 3 times.
Yes.
Oh, is that
Something like
car?
that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, they have me do the accent as well.
yeah, German.
Well,
Yeah,
remember, he's from Bulgaria. So,
yes, which is but so they said it's a mix of German and Russian,
Yeah, but you sound more
which
Polish to me
which
when you do
yeah,
it.
well, so
no,
I can do as a
the
German
place doesn't
accent.
exist. So it doesn't really
Exactly.
matter.
Yeah, so because you can hear I can do the German accent and I can do the Russian accent,
Yeah.
which Joel said it sounds Polish, but whatever.
Yeah, that
But
sounds
I
Polish,
yeah, but I can't mix them.
at least to me.
Well,
Like
I'm sure it's going. So when are you doing this production?
okay, so this is important. So Summer Stage there was 3 shows. 3 shows. So there's what's called Storybook Theater, which is July 11th, so it's on my birthday. That's how I remember
Okay.
it.
All right, that's good.
Then the first production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is the 17th. Then the second one, so it's a night show and an afternoon
Uh-huh.
show. The night
Okay.
show is the first one. It is on Friday the 17th. And then the afternoon one is Saturday the 18th.
And then you're done.
Yes.
So
until
you'll be done with
next
all
year.
that before I'm coming there. You'll
Yeah.
be done with that before I ever get there.
Oh yeah. Um, which
So
is
be sure to take lots of pictures.
oh yeah, we will.
Oh,
Don't
I'll be
worry.
there. I'm gonna video the whole
Oh,
thing.
Oh, good. Then we can
Joel,
watch the
Joel.
video.
So unfortunately, you can't legally video it, but they do actually videotape it, and you can get the copy. So what we can do is we can just get you a copy
It,
of it if
it
you want.
doesn't matter if I don't get caught. That's a joke. Don't do
That's
that. That's
Oh
a
okay.
boy.
joke. Don't do that.
Technically,
Wait a minute. But if it's illegal to videotape, how are y'all videotaping it?
no, we don't. They have a person
I don't think it's
because they
illegal,
have
Aaron. I think
no,
they just don't want you
they
to
don't.
do it.
But they have okay. You're right. It's not illegal, but they don't want you to do it because they have a person that they have hired to take
Who's
the video
oh,
of the whole thing.
Meaning I
okay.
can just straight up pirate it by doing this. Just holding my phone up like
Hey,
right above
Oh,
something's
I
head.
think all of you actors should say, okay, but you don't have my legal permission to record me.
we
Whoa.
should
Okay,
do
I'm just
that.
kidding. Look, I'm being irrelevant here. Forget it, that I said all that.
Yeah, we could do that.
That'd be funny. I
Yeah,
just want to see the look on the guy's face.
yeah, but but some of the, but because so I've seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I just don't remember it.
Well, you should
Um,
watch it again.
I'm
Give yourself
we're actually
context.
going to this weekend.
Good. I mean, you
Um,
should do, every good actor does a character study of
oh
the
yeah.
character that he or she's playing. And then the second thing that a good actor does is learn the entirety of the storyline, including the plot, the theme, what was the point of the author, if there is a point to it, and so forth. What is the moral? Become immersed in it, and you will play your best part.
Okay, so so also kind of like so when I'm watching, have like a notebook and like write down some notes as well.
Now that's what I would do. I was
Okay,
back when I was in drama and theater. I would do all that
Huh.
stuff.
okay.
So
I
I'll
wonder
do
if
that because that is a very good suggestion. Thank you for that. That is a really good
you'll
suggestion.
you will become Baron
Yeah.
Bumper
Thank you for that because I'm gonna do
when the
that now.
curtain.
I wonder if
Uh,
Jack Black did that for like his most recent role.
What was his most recent role? Dear Santa? No, it was
Yeah.
Minecraft. It was
No,
most
I think. Oh
no
yeah, no, you're
Minecraft.
right.
Yes, no, because I
Yeah.
heard that he
Okay.
played. Yeah, but
I was talking about Dear Santa, but
let's not talk about Dear Santa.
wild.
well,
Mr. Russell, you heard
we've
about
gone
Dear
all over
Santa,
the
right?
map here. What's
Uh,
that?
you heard about the movie Dear Santa, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was Santa with some antlers on.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
that's what we'll
that.
call him. We'll call him Santa
And
with antlers.
a trident.
Mhm. Yeah.
Jeez.
No,
Uh,
I've heard of the movie. I've seen the. I guess it's not really the advertisement. I've seen the poster board for it or
okay,
whatever you call it,
yeah.
My
but
buddies,
I've never seen the movie. I don't really know what it's about.
my buddies.
Basically, so Joel, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
It's fine.
but the basic premise of the movie is the kid writes a letter to Santa,
Yeah.
but he messes up the spelling and writes it to Satan. And
Oh
Jack
Lord in
Black plays
heaven.
Satan. That is somehow real.
Well,
It's bad.
that reminds me of there are people that used to, when I was younger, tell me that Santa was just a remake of the concept of Satan,
Hmm.
and the things that they would point to are, yeah, there's the same letters in Santa as in Satan.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And Satan, he reigns, and Santa uses reigns on the
That's it.
Oh,
reindeer,
That's just
and
reaching, man.
well, it doesn't end there.
Oh
what?
boy.
There's other parallels that are ridiculous that get pointed out. So
Jeez.
That's I mean, like, because now speaking of Santa, because I remember when I was a kid.
he rides a sleigh, and Satan
And
likes to
Satan
slay.
slays.
So
Yeah.
No, but I
Yeah.
remember I was told because don't remember this when I was a kid. I told a kid that Santa isn't real, and it's a funny story because I don't even remember doing this, but that
I
you
did.
can
I remember
if you
this.
ever met me and had a conversation with me, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's something he'd do."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. But
Do you even remember that, Joel?
I do. I was sitting right there. I was sitting right there when that happened. I don't know, what was I? I had to have been like 6 or 7.
No, because I thought it was no. I would have like I was like 5 at the time.
Yeah, then I was like 8. That was
Okay.
close. But what was I trying to say? I was
I
trying
don't
to
know.
say something. Bruh. I don't even remember what I was gonna say now.
You said bro and then stopped.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I remember. So I remember my buddy sent me the he sent me the initial like trailer for it, and he's like, dude, this is just a whole new level of bad. I'm like, what is it? He said, just watch. I watched. I didn't even get a minute in. I'm like, dude, that's just messed up.
So it's worse than Bad Santa, then it sounds like.
Yeah, no, it was
It's worse
bad.
than Krampus.
Well, I don't know what that one is either. I barely
Basically,
know what Bad Santa is. I know what it's about, even though I've never seen it.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's rough.
but
He
like
sent. I'm like, come on.
my thought process is what would com obviously, the whole fallen wicked world thing, but what compels you to make that movie?
Better question. What compels you to want to play Satan?
The money, you know?
Ah, yeah, right.
Because I'm
Yeah,
sure,
filthy
because
lucre.
yeah, because Jack Black is an actor that people pay a lot of money to have.
Yeah.
Because he's a massive actor. So people
Mm,
are gonna pay a lot of money to do it. So they probably offered him a ton of money to do it.
probably.
And then he was like, "Oh, hey, that's a good amount of money. Let me do this."
Many. Yeah,
Money.
many. But Mr. Russell, you mentioned you were in a what was it, a drama and acting program?
Yeah, so I was in drama in middle school and in high school and did some uh, in the university, and then also have done some in congregational settings.
Mhm.
Trying to think if there's any others I've done, but yeah, that for sure I've done that.
Mhm. So what was your favorite what was your favorite or grade that you did it in?
Oh, I liked the high school. I mean, I liked it all. It's kind of hard to quantify it or
Yeah.
qualify it that way,
Mhm.
but yeah, if I had to pick, I would say my drama experience in high school was my favorite.
What were some of the productions you guys did?
We did a production of Indians, which is about not it's not about India. It's about here in the United States, even though people
Okay.
probably wouldn't like that title now, some
Yeah,
people.
probably not.
But it's uh it's about Wild Bill Cody and Wild Bill Hickok and the days
Mhm.
when they were performing together and
Yeah.
Chief Joseph and the American government and the conflict between the Native Americans in court with the government over land and so forth. Uh, so one was a backdrop to the other and vice versa. It was an interesting play. It
Okay.
was an entertaining play, believe it or not.
Sounds
Another
very
one that
interesting.
I was in was Catherine of Aragon.
Yeah.
And I've actually played two parts in that. I played two
Interesting.
supporting parts in that. By the way, I played Wild Bill Hickok in Indians.
Okay.
Uh,
Got you.
Forgot to tell you. And then I played Eustace Chapuis, and I forget the
Hmm.
other character.
That sounds
It
French.
it sounds awful actually,
It does. It
but
sounds weird.
those are the characters I played. I played two supporting characters in that one.
I
Uh, I played uh, I played Colonel Blake in the production of MASH that we did.
You guys
Ah,
did so you guys did a production of MASH.
Yes, we did. There's a stage
that
play
Interesting.
for
sounds
MASH.
funny.
Very interesting.
When I was in middle school, we did The Hobbit.
Oh man.
Okay.
That was
The
my
Oh,
first
Hobbit.
exposure. Yeah, yeah.
that sounds fun.
Um, that was a little ways back in history. I can't remember everything, but yeah.
Well.
I just realized my mic was muted when I said
I
that.
know we used to go to UIL and do one act plays. Some of us would, or duets.
Yeah.
And we did the Sunshine Boys a lot. And if you don't know
Hmm.
what that is, it's with Walter Matthau. The movie is with Walter Matthau and George Burns, and
Yeah.
it's funny. There is some language in it, I will say that, but just run it through VidAngel and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, because when you said that you played a double role, I see. I can understand that because when we did Annie, I played technically there's two police officers, but I played the one that speaks, and then I also had to play, then I also had to play a servant in the house of Warbucks, which I will say is actually very difficult because there's a lot of movement.
Did you play Punjab?
No, I wish
Oh,
I did
okay.
though because
Aaron,
do it.
who did your friend play?
Which one?
Who played Drake?
Oh, my friend Lucian.
Yeah. Was
He
that
played
he did a
what?
cartwheel? Was that planned or did he improv that?
No. As much as I wish it was improv, because that'd be awesome, it was planned just like
Okay.
so. Because it was at the champagne scene, close to the end, when I had to take it out. We'd actually planned this, and it was really cool. I did like a little spin when I exited the stage.
I
It's really
got you.
cool. But I had to hold this telephone that was really heavy,
Mm,
which was really annoying because I had to hold it like this. Because,
yeah, that
back
can
in
get
those days, they
tiring.
held it with one hand. I had to hold it like this,
Yeah.
which was really hard.
That's why you got to work out, bro.
I do. I swim and I plank and I walk and run.
Yeah. Well, you don't walk as much and you definitely don't run as much.
It's not my fault.
I mean, seriously, whenever I go, you don't. You can come with me, dude. Like, you.
It's cause you. Okay, never. We're not getting into this.
Okay, whatever.
It's not good content.
Where were we?
We were talking
Acting.
about drama.
Acting, right.
Yes. Because
So,
Joel, you've done a few silent plays. Because I remember you. I remember you did a silent play.
yeah, I did a silent one. And it wasn't exactly a remake of anything. I think it was an own original idea. It was back when we were in Texas with
Mm.
the homeschool co-op group we were with. I was chosen to be the guy who got pied in the face.
I know you
Oh,
loved
that's
it.
nice.
It wasn't an actual pie, it was just a pie tin filled with whipped cream. I
Which
was supposed to I was supposed to act like I was eating it, but I just started actually eating it
no,
because
because
I skipped
no,
lunch.
because I actually remember because I remember walking to the bathroom to use the restroom, and then you just in there like licking it off your face.
Oh, I didn't do that in the bathroom. I did that in the hallway.
Oh,
I didn't care.
I something you guys might be interested in at Beth Simcha. Oh gosh, this is now probably 15 years ago or more, but we did a couple of productions during two different. We did two back to back years and during Purim, the
Yeah.
Feast of Esther.
oh
Yep.
yes,
And
perm.
we do the reading of the Megillah and all that usually. But
Yes.
what we did these years was a bunch of the young people got together, and it
Hmm.
was led by me and a few other people. I'm not one of the young people, but
Oh.
I was the leader.
At that point you
I
were
was
younger though.
younger, but
You were in
um,
like your 30s.
maybe a little older, but yeah, not much. So I we did a production of the Feast of Esther where we enacted
Interesting.
all of the characters, and we had each character from the book of Esther played by some character in a movie or TV show. So, like
Oh.
for example, the Esther was played by a girl played Princess Leia playing Esther.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
so it would be Carrie Fisher playing Princess Esther.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
it wasn't Carrie Fisher. It was one of the
Oh
young ladies
yeah.
in the
But
congregation.
so
That's
We
I
had a
get what you're
lady.
saying.
We had Big Than and Teresh, the ones who conspired against the king,
Yeah.
was played by me and Gwen, and we were playing Laurel and Hardy, playing Big Than and Teresh. So it was
Okay.
that kind of a silly
dang.
thing.
So what you're
That
easier
does sound funny.
so for example with Esther, you're kind of portraying it how Carrie Fisher would have portrayed it if it was in like a
That's
movie.
right. She was
Okay, I get
playing
it now.
Princess Leia being Queen Esther.
Okay,
So
that
she
makes
played it
sense.
like Princess Leia was Queen Esther.
Help me,
And what's
Okay.
Mordecai, you're
funny
my
is
only
that
hope.
the king
Yeah.
um, was played by an older man who was Italian, and so he played the Godfather.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
That is amazing.
he had the pinstripes, he had the
That's
fedora, and he had a crown on top of the fedora. It was
that's
hilarious.
Oh, that
funny.
sounds awesome.
That's
And there was a
amazing.
big giant guy named John Ross that was in the congregation at the time,
Bro.
and he had a big violin case, and he played Luca Brasi as
Oh
the
my goodness.
right hand guy to the Godfather. Um,
That's
do y'all know
hilarious.
who the crocodile hunter was?
Yeah.
As in Crocodile
Okay,
Dundee?
well, no, not Crocodile Dundee. There was
Okay.
No,
a
the crocodile
show called The
hunter.
Crocodile Hunter. Now the guy has passed on,
Yeah.
but he would go. He was famous for going out into the wilderness or going into the ocean and stuff and handling animals that you really shouldn't handle.
Yeah, handling animals that'll just bite
Oh,
your
Yeah,
arm
wait,
off.
was he an
and I mean, and he
Aussie?
was from Australia, so he would go, "Oh, crikey,
Oh,
look at this," and all, and he would
oh, I know
approach
who that
him.
is.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I
you know
know
what
who
I'm
that is.
talking about. Well, we
Yeah.
had a guy playing
Yes.
him, playing Mordecai, I believe it was. It was
Okay.
hilarious.
That
That
sounds
sounds
amazing.
funny.
And
That sounds awesome.
the capstone was we had the guy playing Haman was a guy. Some people won't like this, and I'm going to slightly cross the line that you forbade earlier.
Eh,
But
it'll be
some
fine.
the guy playing Haman was a gentleman who had on a Bill Clinton mask. So it was Bill Clinton as Haman.
That's
I,
funny, actually. Like I
Bill
find that
Clinton playing
you
Haman.
know the scene where the king runs out into the garden and because Haman's been exposed and
Yeah.
he gets angry and runs out into the garden and so then Haman starts begging Queen Esther for his life.
Yeah.
yes.
So he's over there clutching her skirt and everything while she's sitting down and begging and then the king comes back in and says, "Will he even accost my wife in the palace?" And everybody freezes. And Bill Clinton looks out at the audience and says, "I did not accost that woman." And some people
That's
will get that, what I just said, and some people won't.
I
But
Yup.
anyway,
did. I got it.
that's the
Yup.
kind of edgy stuff that we did during the Purim,
Yeah.
that Purim spiel.
That
There
that's
was
like
another,
that's funny.
there's
Oh, that's
another one we
nice.
did the following year, and we actually titled that one, we called it Cowboys of the Caribbean. And we combined Pirates of the Caribbean and a Western. And
Oh boy.
we were
Oh,
just
that's
irreverent
fun.
about this stuff. We would cram stuff together that had no business being together, and it
I
was
I'm just
mean,
funny.
imagining I'm just imagining Johnny Depp with a cowboy hat and Spurs on. That's all I'm seeing right
that's
now.
would he change his Dar of Jurt?
His
I
Dar
think
of Jurt.
Please tell me I did not
I
say
can't
Dar of
remember all
Jurt.
the
That's exactly
characters,
what he
but
said.
I know that the that Mordecai was Captain Jack Sparrow. So it was, yeah, it was great. It was great.
Sounds
There's
awesome.
no way.
That sounds
I I
awesome.
think we've got recordings of those. If I find them, I'll
Tell me
dig
he
them
had
out
his
and
jar of
let you
dirt.
see them. So
Actually,
we did
Joel,
stuff like that.
yeah.
And one year we invited a guy from Florida who actually enacted single-handedly the entire Book of Esther. He was really good
Dang.
too.
You
He
Whoa.
invited
played
a
every
Florida
character,
man.
every voice, and all he had was a piece of cloth that he used as his sole prop, and he did a myriad of things with it.
Interesting.
It was
That's
really
wild.
good.
By the way,
Hey,
Joel, I just want
that's
to.
another great
His name
thing
was Mark
Florida
Low.
man can
No,
do.
his name's Tim Lowry. Tim
I was about
Lowry.
to say Mark Lowry's a
And Mark
comedian.
Lowry's the comedian that
Yeah.
sang with the Gaither vocal
Yeah.
band. This
Yeah,
guy's Tim Lowry.
Okay.
nice.
He
No relation?
actually he calls himself a storyteller
Okay.
Gotcha.
out of Florida. So anyway,
There's
that was
nothing
probably
Florida
everything
man
you wanted
can't
to
do.
know about. You probably wanted to actually know nothing about any of that when we
Nah,
first started
I
that's
don't
talking.
good.
know.
I
That's
like
pretty
that.
funny.
By the
That
way,
was
Joel,
pretty funny.
I just want to say you said Jar of Dirt. It's actually Dar of Jurt.
Whatever.
Just want to say that.
That's what she said. That's what you
Yeah.
said. No, bro, that sounds funny.
Weapon
But
Flash.
hey, it's a testament to another thing Florida man can do.
Florida man
True.
gonna do what Florida man gonna do.
Hey, listen, the Florida man stories I see
No,
are
because what you can
hilarious.
actually do, so whenever your birthday is, for example, let's take my birthday. If you Google Florida man, July 11th, 2010, something will show up. I don't know
I'm
what it is because
Googling
I
it.
haven't Googled mine in a while, but if you
I'm
Google
doing
your
it right
birthday and
now.
the year, something will pop up for Florida man.
It's called the Florida Man Birthday Challenge.
I don't remember what happened last time I checked mine.
I'm doing it right now.
Is that your actual birthday that you just quoted?
Yes.
Now a lot of people will send you gifts on that day because you're online.
It's fine.
So
They
Oh
don't.
my,
Oh. Can we say it on here? Can we say it on here?
hang on. Yep,
What is it?
here we go. Florida Man, July 11th, 2007. Florida Man,
2010.
or sorry, 2010, my bad. Florida Man escapes alligator by punching it in the face while searching for golf balls.
wow, who would have guessed that?
The dumb stuff people do.
I
What?
found another one on your birthday.
What? There's more than one?
Oh yeah, dude, Florida Man's wild. Okay, Florida Man. A 46-year-old homeless man with no arms was arrested in Miami Beach for stabbing another man with a pair of scissors.
How?
You could
He
have you
kicked
like
he
held him in
kicked
his
up
mouth,
on he kicked up on one leg and used his other foot to stab.
or
Okay.
or or he could have like had it in his
Put it in his
mouth,
mouth, yeah.
or like
Oh, this was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
oh
Dang.
okay. Wait, so what about your birthday?
So this is all very edifying stuff.
It is.
You
This is what you do when you're bored, apparently.
Or you,
well,
Like,
I wanted to tell you guys that I am appreciating that you're going to be doing this as a part of Beth Simcha's platform
we're
for
very
yes.
podcasting.
And thank you
And
for allowing us to do
yes.
this.
Thank you
oh
very
no,
much.
we're delighted, and it's important that young people have these kinds of venues here to not
Yep.
only express themselves, but to come in and to congregate and to be able to enjoy, not only conversations like what we're having here, but also to partake of good information with
Yeah,
peers. And so I'm
exactly.
excited about this.
Except for maybe the Florida man stuff. That's probably not good information. But
Yeah, no.
Well,
if you're
yes,
bored, if you're bored, Google your birth date and birth year and put Florida man after it,
Yes.
and something
it's
fun will
Like
pop
probably
up.
epistemologically
I
a little challenging to find a context for, but it doesn't mean it
yeah.
isn't out there.
I
Exactly.
Googled my great grandma's and it said something about Florida man runs over a deer.
That's boring.
It is kind of boring, but it was funny. Um, yeah, but we are very glad to be doing this show, and we're very glad that you guys are willing to have us.
Well, we are, and we are very happy to have you as a part of our podcast environment for sure, guys.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah,
most
we're
welcome.
thank you, and we're very glad and ready and excited to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, us too.
All right. So that is we're probably reaching the end of the time for this episode without it getting too long.
Good episode.
To anyone who tuned in, all the way to the end, thank you for listening. Thank you for
Yeah.
sticking with us this long, Mr. Russell. Thank you for joining us
Oh,
on the
Thank you
first
very
you're
episode.
much
welcome.
for
I
being
appreciate
here.
it very much. It's the end of the episode as we know it, right?
It is
So,
the end of the
yeah.
episode as we
Yup.
know it.
So,
That was a
yeah,
good one.
you guys are welcome. Thank you for inviting me. I was
Mhm.
honored, and
Oh,
I
yeah, thank
love
you for being
being here.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then thank you for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Aaron, ready?
You ready? One,
Three.
two.
Ready, three.
Deuces.
3, 2, 1. Bang. Deuces.